Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jai Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Balaba Jaya Girivaradare Jaya Girivaradare Jaya Gopi Jana Balaba Jaya Girivaradare Jaya Girivaradare Jaya Jaya Yasodhanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Jaya Yasodhanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yamuna Chirabanachari Jaya Kunda Bihari Jaya Jaya Yamuna Chirabanachari Jaya Kunda Bihari Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Gopi Jana Balaba Jaya Girivaradare Jaya Girivaradare Jaya Jaya Gopi Jana Balaba Jaya Girivaradare Jaya Girivaradare Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yamuna Tirabhanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Tirabhanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jai Go Haribo 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 Jai Go Haribo Jayam Vishnupada Paramahansa Paribrahacharya Sutra Sutta Sessionad A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupada Paramahansa Paribrahacharya Sutra Sutta Sessionad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Isma Pandacharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Nitya Gopi Minande. All glory to the same devotees. All glory to the same devotees. All glories to the same devotees. All glories to the lotus feet of Sri Guru Gauranga. Narayana Namaskritya Narayana Narottamam Devam Sarasatin Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiraye Nasa Prajiswa Bhadresu Nijam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki Vede Ramani Chaiva Purame Bharati Tata Ado Adyam Jamadi Cha Hari Sabhya Geyate Mukam Grati Vachalam Prangulam Grati Griya Kipatam Vande Sigri Gruntarine Dhamma Prajeta Kadabota Paramoni Masamsatam Vedan Vastavam Atavastu Swadanta Bhattaja Mulana Sima Bhagavate Mahamani Kiteki Vaipara Ishwara Sadhyuridi Abaruda Chitra Kitivita Kishanan Nigama Kappa Kalitam Phalan Sukam Mukam Dhanasamvitam Pibatam Bhagavatam Rasamalaya Muhura Uraska Bhavika Yashavashramanayam Krishna Parama Purase Bhakti Uttapade Punsa Sukamo Abhayapa Atoyam Brahmasutanam Bharatata Vidinaya Kayati Bhasya Rupusho Vidata Parabhimita Sabhabiditiya Sanam Saram Saram Parabhimita Sabhabidanta Saram Hishi Bhakta Mesyati Tarasamita Syati Tashanayati Sari Kwachi Gurave Gurachandaya Radhikata Ladaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tabhaktaya Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pistaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Sasri Deve Gauravani Pratane Nevise Sasini Vari Pashtadistarini Vanchakapaturabhyascha Kripasini Vacha Patitana Pavana Vibhya Vaishnavaya Namo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna. So this is okay.
Hare Krishna. So this is so fortunate to have His Grace Ishwar Prabhuji. Let us give Prabhuji's brief introduction. So Prabhuji is born in Nigeria in 1959 and is coming in a very special family which his parent family is part of the royal lineage, but the maternal are the head of Islamic religious sect in Nigeria known as the Ahmadiyya movement, founded by one of the descendants of 4 disciples or Khalifs of Prophet Muhammad. So, apart from, and African Muslims are not like that of the Arabs. There is more unity, the Christians, Muslims live together. And Prabhuji from his childhood was searching for so many questions. Though he was practicing Islam nicely, and so many questions. And as a result, in the library in 1977 in West Africa, it was in the college library at the University of Lagos, Nigeria, that he first discovered the Bhagavad Gita as it is in the library. And Ishwar explains, when I started reading the Bhagavad Gita as it is, I simply could not put it down. It answered all my questions that I always had about life, God, and the genesis of religions. And then Brahmanand Prabhu Brahmanand Swami that time, came to West Africa. And then Prabhuji met and he became a devotee and joined the movement in West Africa. And then Prabhuji have been running so many services, and especially the touchstone, he fondly remembers how he came to Krishna consciousness. And it's overwhelmed with gratitude for Srila Prabhupada for opening a whole new world, a world with the window of opportunity for self-realization. And through his own publishing house, Touchstone Media, Ishwar Prabhu is engaged in disseminating knowledge of Sri since mid-90s. In the introduction to one of the books, Amrit Vani, Nectar and Sexual Immorality, adapted and published by Ishwar Prabhu, he writes, all living beings think of blissful immortality. So Prabhu is spreading more and more Krishna consciousness through his books with Touchstone Media. So we are fortunate to hear from Prabhuji. So let's welcome him by one time chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So I thank everyone for being here this morning to the Srimad Bhagavatam class. Of course, I've been to Bangalore a few times, so I'm always happy to be back here due to the kind invitation of the devotees. So this chapter, which is chapter 20 of the fourth canto Bhagavatam, the fourth canto is about the characteristics of Prithu Maharaj. Prithu Maharaj was a king. He was also a Sakchavis avatar of the Lord. So he was considered to be the original king of how a king is supposed to rule. So it's very, very interesting about the pastimes of Prithu Maharaj. Now this chapter is dealing with how Lord Vishnu, how he had come to the sacrifice of Prithu Maharaj. Because Prithu Maharaj, he was engaging in sacrifice, in this case, horse sacrifice. So in the previous chapter, we've heard how Prithu Maharaj was performing horse sacrifice, Ashwamedha Jaga. He was doing so many of them, and then when he was about to reach 100, then Indra became very concerned. Because normally, when someone performs Ashwamedha Jaga to 100, then one can become Indra. So Indra if you perform 100 Ashwamedha Jaga, then you become Indra. So Indra, obviously, he had to keep his position. He doesn't like anyone taking his position to be the king of heaven. So then he stole the last horse. He stole it. He stole the horse and hid it somewhere. So he was stealing the horse, then Prithu Maharaj will go after him, but still. So he did it a few times, and then ultimately, then Lord Vishnu advised Prithu Maharaj to, maybe he doesn't have to perform number 100, maybe he doesn't have to perform it. So Prithu Maharaj, because Indra was very agitated that by performing 100 sacrifice, his position is threatened. So Lord Vishnu basically instructed Prithu Maharaj to not perform the sacrifice. So Prithu Maharaj, he stopped, he did not. And then, in his sacrifice, then Prithu Maharaj, so Lord Vishnu appeared to Prithu Maharaj. He appeared to him, and then the Lord was telling how he's very, very much satisfied by Prithu Maharaj. That's very, very much happy by his activities, because Prithu Maharaj, being the king, he was the ideal king. All the citizens, they were all very, very happy. And he made sure that everyone had their needs fulfilled: the security, the economic, the prosperity, all these things. So Prithu Maharaj made sure that the citizens have no anxiety about their living in this material world. At the same time, they all engage in the worship of the Lord. So the Lord was saying so many things, and especially to the fact that how a monarch, a king, have to make sure that people, the citizens, follow the religious principle, so that what happens is that when the king make sure that the citizen follow the religious principles, so that the king, he will share 1/6 of their pious activities. But at the same time, if a king was very careless, if a king is very careless, he's just collecting taxes from people, but does not care about the lives of the people and all that, So the king, he'll be liable for the sinful activities of the people, the 20% of those sinful activities, the king, those 20% of those, that the 1/6 of those sinful activities, that will go to the king. Just like, of course, nowadays, all the executive heads, they really don't care how the citizen lives. They just care about they get the votes and collect taxes, but they really don't care. People's security is not there. Only few people have enough. Majority don't have. A lot of economic disparity is there. So ultimately, the position of those leaders in their next life is not going to be good. It won't be good in their next life. So being an executive head or the king is a very serious thing. It's a very serious thing. So personality like Prithvi Maharaj, who is actually an incarnation, he was an empowered incarnation of the Lord. So he fulfilled the required duty of the executive head or the monarch or the king. He fulfilled that duty. That in the kingdom, there was no anxiety for the people, there's no problem, everyone is happy, both materially and also spiritually. Everyone is happy. Such kings, rulers, is what is required in this world. So today, I was told that to read text number 23 and 24 also, but both of them has got purport, is it? So we read text 23 here of the 4th canto, chapter 20. I guess the text is on the board. Tasyame tadanustanan yanhavu brahmabadina. Is it? What was it on the board? 4:20:23. You read 22. It's 23. 4:20:23 here, right?
This is 21.
Huh?
This chapter 20. This one. Chapter 20.
Oh, chapter 23. So you open a different page. Okay. Prituvacha Varam Vibhota Bharadeswara Buddha Kata Vrinte Guna Vikiyatmanam Yena Rakanam Apshanti Deinam Tami Saikai Vaya Pati Vinena Cha Rituvacha Varam Vibhotvat Varadeswarat Buddha Kata Vrinte Guna Vikiyatmanam Yena Rakanam Apishanti Deinam Tani Sakaivaya Pate Vinena Cha. You can please chant. Ladies? Prithu Uvacha. Prithu Maharaj said, Varan, benedictions, Vibho, my dear Supreme Lord, Tuat, from you, Varada Ishwarat, from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the highest of the bestowers of benediction, Buldaha, a learned person, Katam, how, Vrinite, collapse for, Guna Vikriya, bewildered by the modes of material nature, Atmanam, of the living entities, yea, which, Narakanam, of the living entities living in hell, happy, also, Shanti, exists. Deinam, of the embodied, Tan, all those, Isha, O Supreme Lord, Kaivaya Pate, O bestower of merging in the existence of the Lord, Vrine, I ask for, Na, not, Cha, also. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki. My dear Lord, you are the best of the demigods who can offer benedictions. Why, therefore, should any learned person ask you for benedictions meant for living entities bewildered by the modes of nature? Such benedictions are available automatically even in the lives of living entities suffering in hellish conditions. My dear Lord, you can certainly bestow merging into your existence, but I do not wish to have such a benediction. Purport. There are different kinds of benedictions according to a person's demands. For Kamis, the best benediction is promotion to the higher planetary systems, where the duration of life is very long and the standard of living and happiness is very high. There are others, namely Gyanis and Yogis, who want the benediction of merging into the existence of the Lord. You can make it low. Too much sand. This is called Kalvaya. The Lord is therefore addressed as Kalvaya Pati, the master of or Lord of the benediction known as Kalvaya. But devotees receive a different type of benediction from the Lord. Devotees are anxious neither for the heavenly planets nor for merging into the existence of the Lord. According to devotees, Kalvaya, or merging into the existence of the Lord, is considered as good as hell. The word Naraka means hell. Similarly, everyone who exists in this material world is called Naraka because the material existence itself is known as a hellish condition of life. Preacher Maharaj, however, expressed that he was interested neither in the benediction desired by the kamis, nor that desired by the Gyanis and Yogis. Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati Prabhu, a great devotee of Lord Chaitanya, described that Kaivaya is no better than a hellish condition of life. And as for the delights of the heavenly planets, they are factually will of the wisps or phantasmagoria. They are not wanted by devotees. Devotees do not even care for the position held by Lord Brahma or Lord Shiva, nor does a devotee desire to become equal with Lord Vishnu. As a pure devotee of the Lord, Preacher Maharaj made his position very clear. Prithuvacha varam vibhotva varadeswarat buddha katam vrinite guna vikiyatmanam yena rakanam apisanti deinam tamesa kavayapate vinena cha. So Peter Maharaj said, my dear Lord, you are the best of the demigods who can offer benedictions. Why therefore should any learned person ask you for benedictions meant for living entities bewildered by the modes of nature? Such benedictions are available automatically even in the lives of living entities suffering in hellish conditions. My dear Lord, you can certainly bestow margin into your existence, but I do not wish to have such a benediction. So, the Prithu Maharaj, saying Buddha Katam Vrite Gunam, that he was saying that how can a learned person, an intelligent person, be asking for a benediction which is all temporary in nature? Normally, in this world, we have the kamis, those who are engaging in the fruitive activities. So those who are engaging in the fruitive activities and they're performing so many Vedic sacrifices. So their goal, ultimately, is to go to the higher planets, to go to the heavenly planet, whereby they will have bigger enjoyment. You go to the higher planet, you spend thousands and thousands of years that you spend there, and yet in the higher planet, the sense gratification there is so much, especially you drink this nectar, soma juice. You drink soma juice, so you will never be old, and the body will always be strong. You will never be affected by any kind of disease, no anxiety. It's just plain enjoyment. And you live for a long period of time. I think it's explained in the later part of Bhagavatam that after the period by which you are supposed to live in the heavenly planet, when that period is over, then you come down again to this earth planet. So you come down again, back to the earth, and then you have to start the whole process again. The whole process of dealing with material energy. And living this planet is never pleasant. Sometimes you're happy and sometimes you're not. That is this is shocking. Sometimes you're happy and sometimes you're not. So that is the situation of this material world. Happiness and distress is always there, you know. So therefore, any situation, like the Lord said, Gita, he said that Abrahma Bhavana Loka Punavatino Ajina. It doesn't matter where you are. You can be Indra, you can be Brahma. It doesn't matter where you are, but everything is temporary. Everything is temporary. Even though you may spend thousands of years in the heavenly planet, you still are to be subjected to the repetition of birth and death. And especially mentioned that the whole existence in material world, they are within the breathing of Lord Vishnu. When Lord Vishnu breathes out, then there's a material manifestation. When he breathes out, all the universes, the planet, they are created. And then when he breathes in, everything go back inside his body. When he breathes in. So that is this material world. It's all temporary situation. So therefore, the law is telling that, that one should not seek out such a thing whereby you have to be subjected to the temporary existence of this material world. So here, Priti Maharaj is saying that how can an intelligent person be even asking for such a thing, just to go to the heavenly planets, and then again, then you have to come down. So what's the use of it? But that is the majority of people in this world, that's what they want. Mahaprabhu, he said, Nadana Najana Sundarim Kapital Vajagodis Kamaye, Mama Jamana Jamadisware. What is that? I said that I do not want wealth, I do not want prosperity, I do not want followers. I do not want all these things. What I want, I simply want your bhakti. Mama Jamani Sware Babata Bhakti Aitukitoye. Birth after birth, I simply want to engage in your devotional service. I do not want, but in this material world, this is what everybody wants. Everybody wants Arjanan, Sundarim. I want all these things. So sometimes when devotees preaches, and you are telling them that, do not desire all these things. Do not desire prosperity in this world. Do not desire beautiful things in this world. So the materialists, they will say that devotees are crazy. Say that you are crazy. This is what everyone wants. How can you say that don't desire beautiful things, don't desire prosperity, don't desire good partner, good poetry? That's craziness. So therefore, the devotees and the non-devotees, they always live in the opposite world. They live in the opposite world. So there's a reference to the verse which was cited by Srila Prabhupada, because in this verse it's mentioned that the Lord is Kaivalya Pate, which means is the one that gives the benedictions into merging into his own self. Because the Kamins, they want the promotion to the heavenly planets and all that. But the yogis, the Gyanis, because they have more knowledge, they are more intelligent, so they understand the temporary nature of this material world. So therefore, they are attracted to the impersonal Brahman. They attach to that and merge into the impersonal Brahman, into the bodily effulgence of the Lord. It mentioned that Amrita shared that it's very blissful existence, whereby once one becomes merged into the Lord's Brahmajyoti, impersonal Brahman effulgence of the Lord, then there's no more birth and death. No more birth and death. And one can actually stay there, eternally, because it is liberation. It is liberation. But such is not desired by devotees. Devotees consider it, such merging into the effulgence of the Lord, devotees consider it to be hellish. Because just like in the Briya Bhagavatamrita, Srila Sanatana Goswami was writing. So there was this devotee, his name was Gopal Kumar. And Gopal Kumar, he was a devotee, and he has attained Krishna Rati. He was attained attraction to Krishna. His sister name was Gopal. So this devotee Gopal Kumar, he already attained his perfection of being attached to Gopal Krishna. So he was going to the spiritual world. So he crossed over all the planets, all the universes. He crossed over, and then he was able to. He penetrated all the coverings of the material world. All the coverings. There are 8 coverings. So there are 8 coverings of this material world, and it describes in the Bhagavatam that these coverings, each one is so vast, so big. For example, the diameter of this universe is 4 billion miles. Now, the first covering of the universe is Earth. So that the covering, the length of it is 4 times 10, which is 40 billion miles. And then the next covering is the water. That's also 10 times the previous covering. So each covering is 10 times of the previous one. So by the time you reach the ego, it's like you cannot even calculate. And that's why the ego is difficult to overcome. In this material world, we may attain so many spiritual advancement. We may attain a lot of spiritual qualities, but the ego is the most difficult to overcome. It's the most difficult because in our ego, we say, oh, I am this, I am that, this and that, this and that. Even when we are practicing devotional service, we like to pride ourselves. Oh, I'm such a devotee. I'm a very senior person. Everybody should bow down to me. We have all these conceptions. So the ego is the most difficult to overcome. So anyway, this Gopal Kumar, so he crossed over all the material coverings, the element of material coverings, and then he entered the Braja, the river Viraj. The river Viraja is one that separates material world and the spiritual world. And then after crossing the river, then he saw this magnificent effulgence, this magnificent light. Hare Krishna. So, Hare Krishna. So, Gopal Kumar, he saw this magnificent light, big light, and this light was so attracting that it was as if it was actually drawn to it. So attractive, this massive light. So it was so attractive that he was almost going to run towards it. But he was able to check himself and say, no, I don't want this. I don't want to merge into this impersonal effulgence. So he was able to withhold himself, and then was able to pass through and then enter before he entered the Vaikuntha Dham. Because this massive light, this is the effulgence of the lost body. This is the effulgence of the lost body, which is the desire of all the yogis, of all the jnanis. This is their desire to enter this light. But devotees do not want this thing. So devotee is saying, Kalvalayam narakayate tidasupi akase puspayate dudatendriya kalasapa patali prakatam dansyate ya karun ya kataksha vabavantam tam goram vivastam. So this is from by Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati, who is making this prayer. So he said, for devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who have attained his glance of mercy, Impersonal liberation is hellish. The heavenly planets are a phantasmagoria. The poisonous fangs of the snake-like senses are broken and harmless. The universe is filled with ecstasy, and Brahma, Indra, and all the gods seem like insignificant insects. So may that Sri Chaitanya Prabhu be glorified. So which means when one has attained the mercy of the Lord, then everything becomes like basically useless. And the impersonal liberation is considered to be hellish. Naraka is. So therefore, the devotees do not desire all these things. Srila Rupa Goswami, he said, Anya bila sita sonya gyana kamadhyana vritam anukuyana krishna nusalana bhakti uttaman. So what is devotees? Devotees do not want anything. Anya means any other thing. Or the Anya bila sita. In this material world, this is what everyone wants. But the Gyana, Anabhya Sutta, Gyana Kamadhyana, no desire for Gyan or for Karma, desire for sense gratification. Devotees do not desire all these things. Devotees only want what is good for Krishna, what gives Krishna pleasure. That is the only desire of devotees. Krishna no Silanam, which means devotees just want to give pleasure to Krishna. They do not want anything for themselves. The devotees do not desire any personal happiness. Devotees do not desire any personal happiness. The only desire is simply what gives Krishna happiness. Just like the ideal devotees are the Brijabasis, the inhabitants of Vrindavan. They are the ideal devotees. Because the Brijabasis, their whole existence is to simply to give Krishna satisfaction. That is their only existence, to give Krishna satisfaction. That's whatever is going to make Krishna happy, that's all their desire. So there was one time, Narada Muni, he came to Vrindavan. Narada Muni is a great devotee, dear devotee of the Lord. So Narada Muni came to Vrindavan, and then he made an announcement. He brought a big news to the Brajavasi. He told them that Krishna is having headache. He said, oh, Krishna is having headache. So when the Brajavasi, when they heard that, oh, Krishna is having headache, this is a great calamity for us. That Krishna is having it because Krishna is their life. Krishna is the life of all the Brajavasis. Krishna is having headache. What to do? There was like a big pandemonium that what to do. So they asked him the money that what is the cure for this headache of Krishna? What is the cure? So Narada Muni said the cure is the dust is the foot dust from the feet of all of you, the Brajavasis. That all of you should gather your foot dust, and then we apply this foot dust on Krishna's head, and then his headache will be gone. So immediately all the Brajavasis, they are gathering their foot dust, and we are gathering their foot dust, because this is the prescription to cure Krishna's headache. And then Narada Muni asked them, you are gathering your foot dust to apply on Bhagavan's, on Lord's head. Normally devotee, everyone, they want foot, Krishna's dust of the Krishna's lotus feet. But now you want to take the dust of your feet and put on Krishna's head. Then Narada Muni said that if you do that, you're going to go to hell if you do that. So the Brajavasi replied, let us go to hell. We are ready to go to hell for thousands of years if this food dust is going to cure Krishna's headache. Because our happiness is Krishna's happiness. Our happiness is Krishna's happiness. If Krishna is happy, we're happy. And of course, Krishna is always happy in Vrindavan. Krishna is always happy because the Vrijabhasi, they are Krishna's ideal devotees. They are Krishna's loving devotees. And when you come to perform devotional service to Krishna, the example that one has to follow is the example is the example of the bhakti which is rendered by the inhabitants of Vrindavan. So, like we are instructed that yes, one has to follow the footsteps of the Vrijabhasi. One has to follow their footsteps if one wants to be a devotee. Because Vrijabhasi, they have no anchoring, no personal anchoring, no personal desire. Only desire is for Krishna, that's all. So, and of course, because Vrijabhasi, they only desire to give Krishna happiness. So therefore, Krishna is always with them. Krishna never leaves Vrindavan, he's always in Vrindavan. He said, Vrindavana Pratyagya Pada Ekana Gachati. That Krishna is always in Vrindavan, he never leaves Vrindavan, he's always there because this is where everyone loves him. Devotees love Krishna so much. So therefore, Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. So it's just a natural thing. If you're in a place where everyone loves you, why do you, no, you go, that's the place you will stay because everyone loves you, everyone cares for you. Everyone only desire your happiness only. So therefore, naturally, you will only be in that place only. So Krishna is always in Vrindavan. He never leaves Vrindavan. He's always there. He's always in Vrindavan. So this is so Prithu Maharaj here is saying that, my dear Lord, I don't want all these things. You're asking me for benediction. Benediction for what? I don't want any material happiness. I don't want promotion to the heavenly planet. Nor do I want impersonal Brahmajyoti, the merging into your personal existence, merging into your body. I don't want that. Because merging into Krishna's body, one do not have to necessarily perform austerities, yoga meditation. One do not have to do that. When Krishna was here 5,000 years ago, he killed so many demons. So many demons Krishna killed. Bakasura, Saktasura, Agasura, Kesi, so many demons that Krishna killed. But all those demons, after they are killed by Krishna, they all attained impersonal liberation because they were killed by Krishna. So they attained impersonal liberation. They all merge into the body of Krishna. They all get impersonal liberation after they are killed. So just be a demon. Be a demon if you want to merge into Krishna's body. But you have to be a big demon, not small-time demon. You have to be a big demon like Agasura. Agasura is so big, it's so big that it's like a big highway. It's so huge, like anything. His mouth like a big highway. His mouth was like a big highway. So big. So you have to be a big demon in order to, if you want Krishna to kill you, to get the liberation. Otherwise, if you're just a small-time demon, forget it. So the demons, they have the same destination that the yogis are hankering for. So they have the same destination. So therefore, the devotee is actually saying that this desire for impersonal liberation is just hellish. Just hellish. And then in the prayers, in the 10 cantos prayer by the demigods, they also say that when the demigods they are praying, that the desire for impersonal happiness, the impersonal happiness is just like a small puddle, small water in the hoof prints of a calf. Whereas bhakti, the happiness of bhakti, when one becomes situated in the bhakti of Krishna, it's like a vast ocean. Vast ocean. So the small bodies of water in the hoof print of a calf is such as that's got a small leg. The calf, and then when the calf, during the rainy season, when the calf step on the ground, and then there's some water that is accumulated, just little water. So the impersonal happiness is compared to that small water, compared to the bhakti ras, the ras of, bhakti to Krishna. So if a person is a really intelligent, what should we desire? So therefore, it's better to engage oneself in bhakti, in the devotional service of the Lord. Is to beg, to pray, to desire that, yes, let me be situated in bhakti. Let me be situated in the devotional service of Krishna. So this is ultimately what Prithu Maharaj is asking for. He's not asking for, he doesn't want no benediction or even impersonal liberation, but he wants bhakti unto the Supreme Lord. So that should be our desire also, and this is the purpose of Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is meant to engage us in the devotional service of Krishna. So I'm going to stop here because it's 9 o'clock. So if there's any question, you can please ask. Yeah. Speaker not working?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for the wonderful class. My question was that the demons that are killed by Krishna, I read somewhere that actually some of them they have attained their spiritual swarupa. Like Agasura, he got a swarupa of Gopa in the spiritual world because he had little desire that he served the coward boys. And some of them they emerged in the impersonal Brahmajyoti. So the other incarnation of Krishna, when they kill demons, they emerge in the impersonal Brahmajyoti. But when Krishna kills, actually they attain their Swarupa. So is that correct?
No, that's not correct. Only Putana was described to attain the position of being a nurse in the spiritual world. Only Putana. And that's why in the prayer of Uddhava, he prayed that who else can I worship? Who else can I surrender to? But that person who had given such elevated status to Putana, even though Putana came to him with an intention to kill him, but Krishna killed him, but still give her that ultimate destination of being one of Krishna's mother in the spiritual world. But otherwise, all the other demons killed by Krishna, they all got impersonal liberation. They're like when Agasura was killed, it's described how the light came to Krishna's body, the Atman. So many other demons are like that. But only form of Krishna, Krishna's original form, when he comes once in a day of Brahma. But other incarnation, other Vishnu forms, they don't get that. Only Krishna's form, only Krishna's, when Krishna descends, then he grants that opportunity to the demons to get impersonal liberation. But the other forms of the Lord, when they appear, when they kill many demons, they don't give that. So only Krishna's special form.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Anybody else? Yes, here.
Can you share your impressions of Mara's
No, just ask question because...
there is no question.
No, there is question. Ask question on the Bhagavatam. Not, yeah, we can talk privately on that. So, because it's 9 o'clock, after 9 o'clock, the devotees have to go for prasad. So nobody have anything from the Mataji's? Anything? Okay, thank you very much for coming. So we're going to continue tomorrow. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Grant Rashmi Bhagavatam ki. Gopi Manande. Hare Krishna.